Welcome to another outdoor edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Guys and girls, I'm a retired New York City police detective with over 20 years of law enforcement. And if you like all things true crime related from the police perspective, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live, whether it's in my backyard or in my studio or in my car, or when I upload another video. And today I want to talk to you about tonight's show. It's a preview. We are going to have Dylan Round's mom, Candice Cooley, on with us tonight. As you know, he's missing over 2 months now out of Lucin, Utah, and we're no closer to any answers than we were from the beginning. But we also have a lot of questions. A lot of us have questions about certain things that are going on investigation-wise. There's certain things we can talk about. There's certain things we can't talk about. But tonight, the show is going to be informative and also positive. We're going to talk about tomorrow being Dylan's 20th birthday. It's a sad and heartbreaking time for the Cooley and Rounds family. But before we get into it, I want to say a special thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all the folks who positively engage in all of these lives and uploads. You guys are what makes us a great community, and I want to give thanks and praise to all of you. I want to say a special thank you to the moderators and the folks who watch the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our heart. Me and Ed Wallace really appreciate you guys. So I just wanted to get the angle a little bit right. As you can see, I have the fountain going on behind me, a little bit of a water fountain. If that noise is just a little too much for you, or if it makes you feel like you got to go to the bathroom, let me know and I'll shut it off. So just by a show of hands in the chat, is the audio okay? Is this getting in the way, that noise in the background? It's just the water. If it's a problem, I could shut it down real quick, and I can shut it off. It's just one click of a button and it will shut off. So let me know. I'll hang out for a minute. Girl Friday says the audio is good. Thank you, Girl Friday. I'll stop talking. I could see it on the audio meter there. Okay. All right, good. All right, so we'll continue with it on. Thank you, Sergeant George. Hello, Crystal McCormick. Hello to Ashley. Hello, Dawn Marie. Hi, Black Rose. I think I saw Matty Boy Sully in here. A couple of folks joining in. Leslie, thank you for becoming a channel member. Thank you, Leslie. All right, so again, we are going to be speaking with Candice Cooley tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, subscribe to it, because the only thing that I ask for you guys to do is, if you want to chat with us in the lives, you need to be a subscriber of the channel. You don't need to be a channel member, but you need to be a subscriber. Subscriber only mode will be enabled, as I always do in a lot of these live streams. It's not to, listen, it encourages you guys to subscribe to the channel, yes. But I think that the folks who really take the time to subscribe to the channel, and it costs nothing to hit that little red subscribe button, it makes it more of an engaging, live, interactive show. And what I want to ask you guys to do is get your questions together that you want me to ask Dylan Round's mom, Candice Cooley, tonight. Send them to me on DutyRon.com and just put in the subject line, questions for tonight's show with on Dylan Rounds. Any questions will be welcome, as long as they are respectful and as long as they are relevant to the case. We're going to primarily be talking also about tomorrow, August 1st. Can you believe? I can't believe how fast the summer's going, right? Tomorrow is going to be August 1st. Where does the time go? I said this on one of my other live streams. Like, I feel like the time is going so fast. It's insane. I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way? It's like time is just moving at lightning speed. The summer is almost over. We got another month and a half of good weather, going into late September maybe. Some parts of early October are really nice, but golly, what the heck? It's been a busy summer, though. Yes, Girl Friday says busy summer. Tina Gaines, yes, it feels like it's going quick. Let's do something cool. I always like to do this. I'm going to gift away 5 memberships. But for you to be a member and to be gifted a membership, you got to subscribe. So I'm going to give everybody that's watching here a chance to hit the subscribe button, also to hit the thumbs up. Once the thumbs up on the video gets over 100 or 120, I'll gift away 5 more memberships here on the live. So please take a moment to hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already. It's something that I sometimes forget to do when I'm watching people live. I forget to hit the thumbs up. And then I go, oh, geez, let me go back and do that. So hit the thumbs up. I want to give 5 more people an opportunity to become channel members before tonight's live stream. So we did a live last night with DJ Seeger. By a show of hands, who was able to join us on that live about his involvement in making a potential recovery of a missing person in Texas? It was just unbelievable. That show just gave me goosebumps while I was doing it. And it also gave me such a great feeling for acknowledging and highlighting some of the good work that we as civilians do that are outside the law enforcement realm. Like, it doesn't mean if you're not a cop or you're not a lawyer or a doctor or, you know, a nurse or somebody of, those kinds of professions, it doesn't mean that you can't do good things. And that was a 27-year-old kid. Like, he reminded me of Trevor Lee, but he was an executive. He owns his own company, a water company, Seeger Water. And when he told me he was 27, I was like, holy crap, you are so much, further mature than your age of 27. He reminded me of a mature 30, 40-year-old. Not that he looked it, but he was just acting so, what's the word? So well put together. I mean, he had his stuff to get, really all his ducks were in order. So there was a lot of really great things to highlight. And there was lots of people who didn't get mentioned who had an instrumental part in that recovery. And my cap continually gets tipped off to people like DJ and Dave Rader, Twyla Cisco, and the list goes on and on. So I thought that was an important thing. But let's get back to tonight's show. Candice Cooley is going to join us at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a link in the description for that show, and I'm sure Josh will do a redirect. He's here with us. I have a small clip that I want to play for you guys. It's an interview that Candice did. You guys probably have seen it, but it's with East Idaho News. Our good friend Nate Eaton, he does such a great job of reporting stuff. But I wanted to show it to you today. It's pretty much where she's at with frustration levels, with false rumors, attacks and allegations against her family and against the Rounds family. I spoke with Dylan's aunt. I also spoke to Candice's mom, and I had some great discussions with both of them about this case, and we'll get into that a little bit tonight. But these are good people who are going through a tragic, horrific, tumultuous, the turn of events and the sheer heartache, just sort of like what we saw from Vicky D'Ambrosio. Vicky put out a heartfelt plea last night. The Cooley and Rounds family are going through the same thing. They just don't have their son, their grandson, their nephew. They don't have him. They don't have him recovered or found. And it's just so sad, So Josh, if you can cue up that interview, I want to play that for everybody, and then we'll come back to you guys here. I'm going to try to mute my mic if I can, so you guys don't hear the. Actually, I'll shut it down.
I'm Nate Eaton here with Candice Cooley. She is Dylan Rounds' mother. And Candice, I can't believe it's been nearly 2 months since he disappeared. Of course, if you're watching, you probably are very aware of this case, but we wanted to have Candice in here to get an update and talk about Dylan's birthday, which is coming up here in just a few weeks. So first of all, what can you tell us? What is new?
So what we know, there's stuff that we as just Justin and I as mom and dad know. There is stuff going on. I know everybody thinks it's become this big stall and we're not out there searching and we're not having search parties, but there's a reason for that. We have information that we don't want to be out there searching. We don't want people out there searching because there is stuff behind the scenes that just can't be released to the public right now. But there's a reason.
So that you're saying on the law enforcement side of things are happening.
Yeah.
We do know that there's two people that lived in the area or were in the area. Chase Venstra, who has appeared in court, and then we have the other neighbor who was James Brenner.
Correct.
So can you tell people who are just tuning in how those guys knew your son and about the charges?
Yeah, so James, I know him as Jim, he helped Dylan day work off and on. He helped him in southern Idaho take apart his pivot. He lived out on the property. He squatted out on the property when Dylan first discovered the area when he was like 15. He might have been 16 years old. So just a work acquaintance. I mean, when you're out there and you've only got 6 people around you, you kind of get to know everybody. So that's how him and Jim, it was just, he'd help him on the farm when he needed it. As far as Chase, I never heard Dylan say that man's name ever until all this happened. I have no clue. I don't think they knew each other. I mean, probably just in passing from being in Montello and stuff. I did find out that Chase's son helped Dylan last summer on some day work, I believe when they were putting in the main line, but not Chase. And that was just one of the run into him in the Montello store and say, hey, you want to come out and help? I'm looking for help. But other than that, I never heard Dylan say Chase's name.
Okay, so James Brenner, it sounds like he's a felon. And so when the police went out to just serve a search warrant around the time that Dylan disappeared, they found weapons in his trailer.
Correct.
And he, as a felon, you're not allowed to own weapons. So he's been arrested. So he's been charged with possessing a firearm as a felon.
Correct.
And he's in custody in Utah. And then Chase Venstra also is in custody on firearms charges.
Yeah, and his charges, the last I know, and that may be the court appearance you heard about yesterday, was now the firearms that were in Chase's motorhome have been traced back to being stolen. And so now it goes a step higher because not only were you a felon with firearms, but you had stolen ones, which they're pretty sure he stole.
So you've got these two characters that lived out there. Do you think that they know what happened to Dylan? Or,
so Chase didn't live out there.
Or Chase did not live out there.
Mm-mm.
But he was visiting?
He would go back and forth between Montello and Ogden. And, what we were told, and that's just what we were told, is he'd go over, steal stuff from Montello, hurry up, jump the border, go back to Ogden and sell it.
Okay.
That's what we were told by everybody, hence the stolen firearms.
And I guess, yeah, I appreciate you making that clear, because the way I think that we understand it is he may have had contact with Dylan around the time Dylan disappeared.
Yeah.
So do you think that there's more here in connection to your son?
I believe so. I mean, Brenner has been listed as an official suspect. And the affidavit that was served to get the warrant on Chase, they listed a homicide investigation. That was in the affidavit. And that's thrown up a lot of questions with people. So, I did clarify that with law enforcement. So Chase was set to be extradited to Montana, and they didn't want that happening. So not wanting that happening tells me something right there. We honestly haven't been told, but that's when they went in and got the search warrant. So in that affidavit, they put in, how'd they word that, conjunction with a homicide investigation. Come to find out, you can put anything you want in an affidavit for a warrant. None of it has to be true, but it's what you can put in it and kind of prove to get a judge to sign it faster. And that's what held Chase here.
Okay, so I guess we could summarize it by saying the police obviously believe that these guys might know something.
Correct.
Or that they're tied into it. But again, they have not to this point been charged. There's been some questions online that we can address with you. The first one being, why did Dylan go to this remote area not in the state where he was living here in Idaho, in high school. Explain what took him to this area.
So we're catching a lot of criticism. A lot of people say we dumped our son out there. That is ridiculous. Dylan heard about this place from another gentleman that he'd worked with off and on, went and checked it out. It was perfect for him. He never had to worry about houses getting moved in on him. Dylan didn't want to go work for a big farmer. Dylan wanted to be a big farmer. So when he decided to do this and go out to Lucin, there's no competition. You got water rights, you got good soil, you just got to, make the alkali even out a little bit. You got everything you want being a young kid coming up wanting to make your own farm. Dylan couldn't buy ground here in eastern Idaho. Dylan can buy ground in southern Idaho. I mean, you 10,000, 15,000 an acre. He wasn't thrown out into the desert. He found a place he could farm, and he was helped. Everybody enabled and helped him to make that dream come true, not dump him out in the desert. I mean, and it was perfect because when Dylan finally got enough stuff together and he was able to go out there and make a go of it and farm is when COVID hit. So there was no school. He didn't have to go to school. It was canceled. It was perfect for him. It was like everything fell into place.
And I think a lot of people might see the area and think that's not farmland because it's not lush brown soil with trees and crops. But he wasn't farming vegetables. He wasn't farming corn.
And see, that whole area was developed. It was 14 years ago they pulled out. And I've been told it was Simplots that were there. I have never called to confirm that because I have no reason to. But like where the grain shed was and where Jim's trailer was and all that, there's like 20 hookups for water, for power. That's where all the farm help out there lived in their campers in the summer. It's not like this place has never been farmed before. It's just when the last people left, nobody's even realized it was there to go out and farm it, and Dylan has. He figured it out.
So he went out there. The other thing that that a lot of people have asked is that he was involved in some romantic relationship with one or more of the men out there.
Yeah, and when this all started, any crazy idea. I mean, we were in such a frantic and we didn't have the help we needed. We're not professionals at this. We didn't know what to do. We listened to everything. And that information came from a very unreliable source. There is no ground to it whatsoever. There is not a single person who actually knows Dylan that you can say that to that doesn't laugh. It's all that rumor mill started going. And when you're a parent and you're not getting help, you go to anybody, the YouTubers, all of this stuff that we did that's got this fire started. We didn't know any better. We were just trying to get it out there to get help. And so then it's just turned into a circus. And if people want to follow the circus, they can follow it. But that doesn't help us find Dylan. And none of it's true. Rumors and speculation is ridiculous when we have evidence and facts. So that's what us as a family are sticking to and just staying out of the big circus all these other people have created that don't know any of us.
There were some questions too a few weeks ago, maybe it was around the 4th of July, where you and Box Elder Sheriff's Office, and I believe Elko too, had said, please don't go out there and search.
Correct.
Some people were saying, well, if it was my kid, I'd be out there searching nonstop. Why don't they want help with the search? Right. Can you address that?
So what people got to realize is the FBI and Box Elder have been out there, and they have been gathering stuff from the soil, from that immediate. They have been all over it. They've had more heavy equipment out there. They've had more dogs out there. They have been all over it. You take somebody who's untrained and just think they're going to go out there and be the hero. They're stepping over the stuff that the FBI and Box Elder County are now gathering, and Elko and all these law enforcement agents that are now involved. Us going out there, civilians, we just ruined stuff. I mean, the whole crime scene, the whole scene, we call the crime scene now, was so tainted from the beginning because of how it was handled. Everything that's there needs to be preserved. And I am sorry, you're not going to go out and go walking through that desert and just stumble across my son, because we have been everywhere. Horses, dogs, air, ATVs, search and rescue. I mean, I think we had 6 choppers out there, multiple planes. I mean, we have covered it. Now that we've gathered evidence, it's kind of taken a different direction. And we need to let it go that direction and not destroy what's left.
Mm-hmm. Dylan's birthday's coming up.
Yes.
20th
20th.
on August 1st. And what is that like knowing that, well, let's hope he's here.
Right. Yeah.
For his birthday.
Yeah, hopefully he's here. You know, we've had so many people reach out and asking, you know, so that's why we decided to do the seed tribute.
Yeah, talk about that.
So we're gonna do we want to do sunflowers because Dylan loves sunflowers. How big they'd grow. You know, he'd grow the giant ones when he was younger. So we were gonna do those, but it's a little late in our season. So that's why we went with the black eye Susans, because they kind of look the same. And just we've got people from Australia to South America that have reached out. So we'll have Scotty's and Rigby, some of our local stores in the Hazleton Magic Valley area. I have some help in the Box Elder area. We'll put the packets together, distribute them as best we can. And then for those who can't get their hands on them, just plant something for them.
Do you remember what you did on his 19th birthday last year?
He was farming, grain harvest. Yeah,
so he was working.
He was working. Yep. Yeah. When he was younger, we'd do fireworks. I'd go to Jackson. We'd do fireworks all the time. But he was always in the fields. I mean, he was born during grain harvest, and he was always in the fields on his birthday. You know, find him and give him lunch. You could tell him, "Come on, son, I'll take you wherever you want to go." "No, I'm working." Okay.
Well, I know when there's missing people's cases, in the beginning, you think of every scenario possible. Right. You know, are they alive? Are they dead? Where could they be hiding? Are they kidnapped? Whatever it may be. And when those court documents came out that said homicide investigation, and when you've learned more and more that the public may not know, what has the feeling been like in your mind?
Honestly, to have Box Elder switch it and say those words has been a relief, because what needs to be done is getting done. We pretty much all knew from the first day we went out there. And I know people think that's horrible to say, and nobody wanted to believe it, especially us. You know, Justin and I, we didn't want to believe it, but we both know our son. And we know nothing would take him away from his farm. Absolutely nothing. Not even for a day. He had to get the rest of that seed in the ground. Nothing would have taken him away from there. So it was just one of those gut feelings where you don't want it to be true. It's your parents' worst nightmare. But when you have a kid like Dylan, and his patterns and his drive and his passion has been there, you know, since he was a little kid, and that's his baby. We knew he wouldn't leave. There's no way. Not just not leave, but leave without his pickup. You know, leave without his boots. You know, all the stuff was right in front of us from day one. It was all right there.
So what happens now?
We wait. There's a lot of stuff being processed. So hopefully that'll give us a few more answers. There's been some stuff that has been processed that's given us some answers. And we hope one of these two guys talks.
And we know that so far Dylan has not been found.
Correct.
But again, his birthday is August 1st. So they're packets of seeds. Yep. And you're asking people that are interested to plant them in his honor.
Yeah. And like I said, there'll be Scotty's and Rigby. They'll have a couple thousand of them, and they'll kind of be everywhere. And people can go to the Facebook page and request them. And, you know, you don't have to get the ones from us. Just, we've got trees dedicated to them. I mean, we've got people they love the kid.
How have you all been holding up? I mean, it's been 2 months. There's a lot of nasty commenters, people saying stuff online.
Yeah.
How has your family been?
We're okay. We're the comments, the focus that has come on to, especially me, that was driven by me. I'm the one who caused the fire to get the focus off of the negativity towards Dylan. I'm fine. People can say whatever they want. The people who know me know me. The people, like I said, that want to follow the circus, you out there pointing fingers about their parents and their past and stuff that's just so ridiculous. Like, I abandoned my kids for 3 years. No, I mean, it's astronomical, the stuff that people come up with and want to believe. The kids have been back and forth between me and Justin since we got divorced 15 years ago. You know, just all of this craziness that's been portrayed onto the family it did what we wanted. It took it off of Dylan. I mean, these YouTube videos now, all this stuff that's going on, they don't even hardly mention Dylan's name. You know, they're on a witch hunt for the family. So I guess if that makes people feel like they're doing something to help bring Dylan home, you know, there's no sense in even trying to dispute it with them, because they got their mind made up, and it doesn't help any of us.
And you all have one official Facebook page,
Yes,
with official updates that you can follow.
Yep.
And we, of course, will continue to follow it here as things develop, and hopefully there will be big developments soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Thank you, Candice.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Josh. Much appreciated. So yeah, I was just following along with everybody and watching that. And reason, listen, I know that most of us have seen that interview. Most of us did, and thank you guys all for the super chats there. Clumsy Clairvoyance, thank you so much. Couple came in, Rocky K9, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Let me see if there's any others. Yeah, so difficult to listen to, but I wanted to play it because, you know, here you are, a mother, you know, no matter what you have happening in your personal life or in the past, you got to deal with what's currently on the plate in front of you. And that's what she's doing. That's what the entire family's doing. And the crazy part is that now they are taxed with having to listen to all these attacks online and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and, you know, Twitch and, you know, you name it, whatever platform, TikTok, you know, there's toxic stuff on TikTok and all kinds of craziness. Well, I said it once and I'll say it again. You know, some of the worst evil people are ones that attack people who are going through a really difficult time, and the potential for a lost loved one, albeit, you know, a son, a daughter, a husband, a wife, an aunt, an uncle, it doesn't matter. When there's a loss of life, potential human being lost, the most evil and sickening thing that you could do is attack a family at the time of when they need people to, you know, get around them and rally around them. And I don't care what your personal feeling is, or if you think that something's not right or something's not copacetic. That's not your job to go and now bully those people while they are in turmoil and they are in suspended animation, not knowing where their son is. If you like that stuff, I am not for you and you are not for me. And I say that strongly. I don't go around policing the internet, but at the end of the day, if you are engaging in that toxic behavior, those are the people. We all have choices, right? Isn't this what's great about America? We all have choices. And my choice is to stay far away from toxic, shitty people that do that stuff, and hang around people like Dave Rader, Twyla Cisco, DJ Seeger, Rocky Pastorino, and the names can keep going, Casey Valley. I could just go on and on and on. Rayanne Carley, Cassie Carley's sister, Nicole Schmidt, Gabby Petito's mom. I choose to be around people who are victims and supporting their families, victims' families. You know, that's the kind of stuff that I want to do. And as a sworn law enforcement professional, I helped strangers for 2 decades of my life as a professional. In my professional capacity, for 20 years, I laid my life on the line and helped people. I responded from everything from aided cases to mentally disturbed, to family disputes, to fights over landlord-tenant disputes, and everything under the sun. Car accidents, suicides, attempted suicides, you name it. I could go on and on here. The bottom line is people, we got to do better. We have to do better, and we have to support victims and their families. If somebody's a victim of a crime, you think it's right to sit there and bash them after they're victimized? You want to re-victimize them? It's just not cool. And that's the reason why I will continue to do the work that I do through my platform, through the YouTube platform. I'm going to, you know, do this with respect and dignity. I'm going to do it until I can't do it anymore, until the last breath that I take. But when I see people who are you can't engage on both sides of the fence. In other words, you can't say to me, I'm gonna be on the side of good, and then somewhere down the line I see you bashing a family. That doesn't work. You can't play both sides of the fence here. It's either you're with us or you're not. If you're with us, I welcome you to stay and hang out. If you're not, you can't exist here. I just don't tolerate it. You cannot play both sides of the fence. That is the bottom line. And you know, some people might not like that, but the people who don't like that comment, I don't want you. I don't want you around, because you're not going to be able to help. You're not going to be able to help people. So I promise to give out 5 more memberships. If you guys can, take a chance to give the thumbs up on this video. If you like this video, share it onto your social media platforms. But tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, Candice Cooley, Dylan Rounds. I would love to have Justin Rounds on with me. But again, you know, when people are ready to talk, they are always welcome. From not just the Cooley and Rounds family, any family that wants to have a voice or a platform to get a message out there. They're always welcome here. So hit that like button, share it onto your platforms. Let's share out and give back to the great people here. 5 more memberships. So if you want a free membership, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you gave a thumbs up, and say hello in the chat. If you are interested in a free membership, put just a me in the chat or a hands up. Put a me in the chat or a hands up, and let's rock and roll. I'm going to send out 10 memberships instead of 5 because I'm feeling good right now. So there we go. Provided my credit card goes through, which I know it will. There we go. We got 5 coming out. 10, actually. So there we go. Let's see who gets it. Let's see. It's a little bit off on my laptop here. So Jakey5, excellent. Jakey5 got a membership. Donnie, Danielle, who else? Well, let me slow that down. Kimberly Moore, Moonshadow, Jazz was gifted a membership. Excellent, Jazz. Jazz got a free membership. Let's see. Polish Girl in Vegas, Moonshadow, Kimberly Moore. Awesome. Arctic Cat. Oh, these are some great people. Cheryl, Bluebird. Excellent, excellent. All right. I love this. I love giving back. All right, guys, again, let's just focus. Thank you all for the replay views, the moderators, the super chatters, the folks who become channel members. I'm doing the best I can to give back. So all the new members, congratulations and welcome to Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace. You know, and again, I'm honored to be able to gift these memberships out and give them back. It's my way of, you know, paying it forward to the community. Tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, Candice Cooley, myself, hopefully Ed Wallace will join. We're going to talk everything Dylan Rounds. And tomorrow, again, keep their family in your thoughts and prayers. If you can't make the live stream tonight at 9, tomorrow would be Dylan Rounds' 20th birthday. So they're asking to plant some type of seed in the ground. My wife and I will plant back here in our garden. We're gonna plant something for him. I'm not quite sure what she's going to the garden center today to get something. We're going to plant something in our yard in the name of Dylan Rounds. So I encourage you all to do that. You heard Candice talk on East Idaho News, Nate Eaton, about, you know, planting stuff in your yard or wherever you can. So please, let's do that, and let's support this family and all of the victims of crime going forward. As I always like to end these live streams, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America, and God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crime and their families. They need us now more than ever. Let's do good. Let's do the right thing. Thank you all for joining, and thank you for being good human beings. Peace and love from DutyRon. Enjoy your Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are in the world. I'll see you tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget.